Hello everyone, it is Jazz here. Today I am doing the overwhelming TBR tag. This tag was created by Acacia Ives. I wasn't tagged for this tag, but I saw the Book Brood do a fabulous version of this tag, and so I decided that I really wanted to do it too because the questions sounded cool. So I'll link you to both of those videos in the description. The questions in this tag center around your TBR and kind of how us book lovers tend to acquire more books than we will probably ever read in a lifetime. So I think all the readers out there can relate to this one, and let's just jump right into the question. Question 1, what book do you keep trying to read? For this one, I have decided to go with The Immortal by Angela Ewell Hunt. I just keep for years and years and years trying to read this book, and I usually do think, hey, I'm finally in the mood for The Immortal. I open it, I read like a page, and I go, no, I'm just not in the mood for this right now. And it's nothing to do with the writing, it's just I'm never in the mood to read it. My mom really enjoyed this book when she read it, and I feel like she really would like me to read it. And I would also like to read it and discuss it with her, but the time has not yet come for The Immortal. Number 2, which covers are begging for your attention? So I picked a couple for this one. First one is Douglas Adams's The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. I have never read this book, and I feel like I'm not part of sci-fi humanity because I haven't read it. So I do really hope to get to the reading of this book soon. But I have to say, I got this awesome Barnes & Noble special edition kind of thing of it, and it is super cool looking, and it just catches my eye. And this guy right here, I just feel like he says, read me, doesn't he? I don't know, maybe he doesn't, but he says that to me. And the other one is Through the Woods by Emily Carroll. Now, this has not been on my shelf very long, and it is a graphic novel, so I am hoping to pick this up sooner rather than later because it should be a really quick read. And the cover just says, I am a cool graphic novel with cool art on it, doesn't it? And so I really want to check this out, but also I've heard some really cool stuff about this book, so I'm hoping I will enjoy it. Number 3, what nonfictions make you want to learn more? I do not have a specific book for this because I do not own a specific book for what I want to learn more about. But last year, I really wanted to read a book about Marilyn Monroe and just learn more about Marilyn Monroe, but I never got around to it. I tried one and I wasn't really interested in reading that specific one. The way it was written didn't work for me. So I really would like to find a book that is about Marilyn Monroe to read about her. If you guys have any recommendations, please let me know in the comments because I would like to read more about Marilyn Monroe. I mean, her life was super sad, but I still want to learn more about it. Number 4, what worlds are you longing to dive into? So I decided to go with the Peter and the Starcatchers world. Peter and the Starcatchers is by Dave Barry and Ridley Pearson, and it's kind of a spin on the Peter Pan mythology. So I have read the first 2 books in the series, but I still have the final 2 books in the series to read, which are Peter and the Secret of Rundoon and Peter and the Sword of Mercy. So I'm really longing to jump back into this world because there is still an element of mystery going on with what's going on with the Starcatchers and the Stardust and all the adventureness that could possibly happen in these books. So I really, really want to jump into these books, but I'm trying to finish some other series books first, so I haven't gotten to, but I long for these ones. Number 5, what classic is mocking you? I'm just gonna go ahead and say every Charles Dickens book other than A Christmas Carol just mocks me. It says, read me, and I say, I want to, but why can't I? Because I really do flipping love A Christmas Carol and think it is like the bomb. But his other books, the struggle has been really real because I do really love the stories and the ideas behind them, but I usually end up not finishing them because they are kind of either dense or something about the writing ends up kind of dense in them. I know that the man was occasionally paid by word, and thus he uses like 50 million words to describe red hair when he could just say that the person had red hair. You know what I mean? So I think sometimes that gets in my way of really finishing the books that I want to read. I desperately want to read another Charles Dickens book other than A Christmas Carol. 6. What book do you keep forgetting about? Yet again, I have a couple here. So the first one is The Photograph by Penelope Lively, and I just totally forget that I own this book. I don't even think I know what this is about. I think it's about a woman that finds a photograph and it leads to some kind of secret, but I don't even know what the dang thing is about because I literally forget that I even own it until I pass the shelf that it's on or reorganize the shelf that it's on, and then I go, oh yeah, the photograph thing. It is so short. I should be able to read this really quickly. The other one is A Long, Long Sleep by Anna Sheehan. Hope I said her name right. Anyway, this is supposed to be a Sleeping Beauty fairy tale retelling. I don't really know much about it other than that, but I just can't seem to remember that I own this yet again until I reorganize my shelf, and then I go, oh yeah, that retelling thing. And then I go, I should read that sometime, but I'm actually also kind of afraid to read it because I secretly almost feel like I might not like it. So I don't know. If you've read this, let me know if you liked it. I might like it, so I probably should remember that I own it and just give it a read because I have a feeling that this also would be a pretty quick read. The last question, number 7, is what book did you promise yourself you would read ASAP but didn't? So I decided to go with Firebird by Mercedes Lackey. I promised myself that if I bought this book that I would read it right away, like as soon as I got it, and that was several months ago. And so that did not happen. It's another fairy tale retelling, so I'm starting to think that I'm just not yet in the mood this year for fairy tale retellingness. But I want to be, because I desperately want to read this book. That was the overwhelming TBR tag. I'm going to go ahead and just tag anybody who wants to do this. So if you found these questions interesting, please go ahead and answer them. That is it for today. Thank you for watching, oh fabulous people. I will see you all on Thursday. Bye!